But here is the painting that we're talking about. This is Monroe, but this is also a telltale sign. One of the biggest lessons in meteorology is almost looking what's coming our way. And this is multiple folklores that are based on some of these upper level clouds that sometimes they can create a ring around the sun or moon. And that means that, hey, rain or snow are coming soon. Of course, snow has not even been here for a couple of years, but this is showing that some sort of system is moving through. We also see this evidence here in Charlotte. Sunshine is gorgeous right now, but things could change on us later on in the afternoon. Now, for one, I think it's going to get a lot cloudier a little bit later on as well, and we are seeing signs that storms are firing. I mentioned the fancy term before, MCS before. This is just really a cluster of thunderstorms that gather together, and sometimes the forward strength can create severe bow echoes and widespread wind damage. This one right here is weakening, so that means the far western side of the Carolinas could see rain in the coming hours. But we're under this area of yellow because of the ingredients that we have in place. Once a cold front gets to us, and that's positioned right back here, that's what's going to be our thunderstorm impacts a little bit later on. Now, honestly, I think this comes in two waves. One, you have an isolated nature during the afternoon, and then they start to become a little bit more organized a little bit later on this evening. So dangerous lightning is going to be number one. Everything's in the low threat. Could have some isolated wind damage. Anything isolated with hail, I think it's an isolated storm that starts to rotate, could turn into a supercell. We have a very low risk for tornadoes, a couple of factors that are fighting against that, and then of course flooding because of how much rain could come down with these systems, where anytime you have a dew point over 60, it's ideal for more storm development. Once you're above 65, that is potent storm fuel, and that's what we have today, and that's why we're weather aware a little bit later on this afternoon for those two waves. For one, we also could hit 90 degrees. Yeah, say we hit 86. The one thing that's going to bust this, once again, this has happened pretty much every time we've called for 90, so I'm going to try one more time. Back of my head wants to go 89. If cloud cover increases too early, we're going to hit 89 degrees, as we've already done 6 times. I'm going to show you two models that I like here that represents two different outcomes that happen here. I think this one's going to be the worst case. Worst case scenario, we get a couple of individual storms that pop up after 2. So the time to be weather aware is after 2 o'clock. So you could still do some things. I definitely say position things for the late morning, early afternoon, because if this one cell pops up, that could ruin any outdoor plans, and this could provide hail. I think that's the window. So call it 2 to 6. That's your highest threat for hail. This second scenario shows that the storms start to move back in later on this evening, really right around sunset. They start to organize where you could have some severe thunderstorm warnings heading into the middle of your evening. Now, option 2 here, this model is a little less aggressive. It still keeps your storm potential right in the middle of the afternoon. So anything after 2, that's going to be the golden rule. And then it has more isolated storms instead of gathering together. The things that they both agree on is that there's going to be a weakening system that moves through during the early morning hours. So there's a chance that you could have a wet Monday morning commute, and then we start to dry out behind this. So your weather aware window, I think, for the worst of the storms will be really later this evening from about 5 to 10, but there could be one anomaly, a storm that happens before that. Then we're heading into the forecast sweet spot. Tomorrow and Tuesday are likely going to be dry. Now, the 20% you're seeing on Monday is just the rain that happens in the morning, but then we start to dry out. These are the best feeling days going forward. So the warmest days of 2024, as I mentioned, we haven't cracked 89. So even if today busts and we're 88, 89 because of the cloud cover, look at this warm up. We're up to 90, even 93 degrees by next Friday. So this really looks to be the first heat wave of the season as temperatures really start to surge. And look at that, up to 93, 92 heading into next weekend.